Camelback Toe Can. It's Comics and Shots, a completely improvised semi-comedic music by Howard Stern's Mick the Nerd, aka YouTube and TikTok's Mick the Man, aka Mick the Maverick, aka I don't know what I just said for the preamble. Today's subject: Sonic characters from the comics that probably won't ever show up in expanded media or the games. Yeah, we're going into it. We're going into it. Like, I'm going to talk about the ones that I love. I love most of these, but hot spiggity spaniel, they's redundant. They became redundant when Sega ended up creating characters a little bit similar to them. So let's go on to them. Let's start with the big one. Technically starting as a cartoon first. The Freedom Fighters. I love the Freedom Fighters. I love Sally Acorn, Antoine Declay, Bunny Rabbit, Rotor, but yeah, as the games went on, they just ended up making counterparts to literally all of them. Like the Bunny Rabbit's the strong one, Knuckles the Echidna. Sally Acorn is the action girl love interest. Amy Rose, mostly love interest, then action girl, but habbity spabbity do. Rotor, the tech guy. Tails. Yeah, Tails was both the cute one and the smart one. Yeah, so yeah, it's as much as I would love to see them in the games, it would be just really redundant if you had Sonic's other friends with him there. Maybe if you had it just be the Freedom Fighters, but I don't know. Let's talk about ones that thankfully we definitely can't have in the games. Jeffrey St. John. Oh, Ken, you fought really hard to get that character that nobody liked until Ian Flynn fixed him. The weirdest thing about that character is Jeffrey St. John, he says it's a completely original creation, but if you look at the actual show notes, one of the background characters is a girl skunk character, Freedom Fighter number 4, and it's clearly supposed to be Jeffrey. Well, I'm sorry, I mean, Jeffrey's clearly based on that character. Who are you fooling, Ken? Oh boy. Yeah. Then let's talk about one that's not really the two main ones from the Sonic the Comic Fleetway comics. They're not really offensive or anything. They're just I don't know how they would be put in. Once again, a case of redundancy. Short Fuse the Cybernick and Techno the Canary. Techno was added to be the more fun Techno character, but once again, Tails the Fox. And Short Fuse the Cybernick, outside of having a name that's a mouthful, kind of basically Omega or Shadow, created by Eggman but ends up hating him. Actually, yeah, Omega. It's much more like Omega. Yeah. We ain't gonna see much of Short Fuse. Dulcie the Dragon. Actually, I can see Dulcie the Dragon happening. The least redundant of the original Freedom Fighters from the cartoon. Probably because she's the most random. I love Dulcie, but her design was just so, off from every other character. It's you got all these anthropomorphic animal characters that look kind of Looney Tunesy, and then you got this strictly fantasy character who has her own lore and everything. It's nuts. Yeah. What other characters can we expect to not see in the game? Sonic's parents. Any set of Sonic's parents. Sonic's parents from the manga, we're not going to see them. Sonic's parents from the Archie books, thank you, Ken Penders. Sonic's mom from Underground. Probably not. It's for the best. Queen Alina was the worst. Was she in the comics too? She was, actually. In a rare good decision by Ken Penders, he convinced Sega that Sonic Underground should just be an alternate universe and not in the main universe. Sega loved Sonic Underground for some reason. I don't know why. That company was in shambles at the time. Oof. Other characters that probably will not be in the games and movies and shows. Metamorphia. Maybe it's maybe a little too high concept. She's a shapeshifter. You know, she shapeshifts. I'm trying to think of any from the IDW comics that definitely couldn't or wouldn't be in the movies, but they're pretty much all solid, thankfully. Plus, they're owned by Sega, so yeah. Tenrec, you know, Tenrec the Surge the Tenrec. No, oh man, she's pretty cool. I like her. Yeah, but she's also, one could also say that she's yet another Shadow or Metal Sonic. But she's fun. Everybody likes Surge. But let's talk about the characters that won't be coming back from the comics. Oh no. Thankfully, Ebony Hare is also owned by Ken Penders. Don't look up the character, he's very racist. Sadly, not the most racist Sonic character. Just look up racist Sonic character, Fleetway Comics, you'll find something. You'll find something and you'll be pissed off. You'll be pissed off. Ooh. Ooh. What other characters should we not expect to see in the movies and shows? Due to either redundancy or just badness in copyrights. Mammoth Mogul, probably. I'm kind of okay with that one. I mean, he was basically just Kingpin. That way of Vandal Savage. But honestly, you could probably make that work. Does Ken own him? I forget. I don't know. And off the top of my head, that's pretty much all the ones that I don't think will appear in future Sonic media. Yeah. From the comic, cartoons, and beyond. And now I've depressed myself. Why'd you do this to yourself, Mick? What'd you have to gain? I'll tell you what you have to gain, Mick. Clarity. With that, like, comment, and subscribe. Donate if you're feeling nice. Share it with a bear. And always remember, praise be to the Blood Elk, fear the Stabbopotamus, and death to Kronos. Whiskey goes down really easier than bourbon. Have a night, folks.